Good morning, everybody. All right. So I'm going to let the cake man walk through, and I also have a waiver form for people to sign. If you want me to bring it around, I can do that. Yeah, it's on the, yeah, it's beside the gray block. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Hey, hey. So we're going to start, if you don't mind, because if you walk through, you're going to walk through all of them doing their stuff. Okay, yeah, I'll make announcements and then yeah.
I'm sorry, I'll be ready. Let me
Okay, that's okay. Oh, purple towers. I can't wait to do that. I gotta do something. Yeah, I saw you when I was getting on the elevator. I had the backpack on the front, the cello on the back, and I was like, I look ridiculous. Oh, yeah. I gotcha.
You're on your way to commercial.
Yeah, and I was like, why are all the people here that I know? A lot of people. Oh, okay. I would have loved to have played there. Nobody asked me. Bye. So have fun over there. Okay, don't bring them don't bring them until, don't bring them over until like 10:10.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Chair cleared out.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. This is good. It's a busy place.
What's that?
It's a busy place this morning. It's a busy place this morning.
It is a busy place.
Can you all hear this music? It's not, you don't have to, but if you can hear it, okay. And if there's things that I need to adjust, let me know, because I know that that is blowing sometimes. While we're signing in for our waiver, I want to welcome you all to Yoga with Cello. And it's a yoga practice with live and recorded cello music. And I guess it's sort of, as things do, it sort of evolves. So it's evolving. So today is a little bit different setup, but I do have my son here helping me, so that's pretty nice. I attend church here. I go to the 8 o'clock service, and apparently Jenny goes to the 10:30, and you go to the 8 o'clock. And I just met Kaufman. Susan Kaufman. We have 2 Susans here. Anyway, I won't put you all on the spot anymore. And we have a Virginia. So welcome. Thanks for St. Paul's for letting us be in this space that is nice and protected from bugs and the elements. And last night was quite the storm as well. I hope everybody did okay with that. And I guess Yoga with Cello is also a part of Bob Brigade. So Bob Brigade, if you're familiar with it, they're all around town and they're in the community. And there is an 18-year celebration tomorrow night at the pier of the pagoda. And because tomorrow's Sunday, 7 o'clock. So I'm going to be a part of that as well. And I just wanted to give a shout out to that in case you already follow Bob. And the next Yoga with Cello classes are usually the 3rd Saturday of every month. June is normal, it's the 21st, and then July is the 12th, which is the 2nd Saturday. So I thought it was kind of cool how it was 21 and then 12. So 2-1 and then 1-2. So I sort of put that out there so that you can kind of remember. All right, enough of my yammering. I just want to say sometimes when you define something, it sort of puts a stamp on it or a label or something. I like this to be sort of about what you want and what I provide. So I was just going to say that this class is where music and the mind meet. This is where body and movement meet, and this is where friends meet. So I want you to feel welcome. I just want you to feel like you get to groove and have a good time. So thank you for signing the waiver. This I've offered this at the Chrysler Museum and the Elizabeth River Project also. So if you've seen anything about Yoga with Cello, that's probably where. All right, you're all seated on your mats. This is good. We're going to begin with a little bit of box breath using the cello. So if I need to, I'll walk around. So feel free to close the eyes. Get seated on your mat in a comfortable spot. Just kind of move around, feel the sits bones. I will pause this music here so you can hear the pizzicato. So box breath, if you're not familiar with it. So begin to close the eyes. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Take a nice cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Another exhale through the mouth. And we're making sound as we exhale, just like the cello makes sound with pizzicato. So we're going to use a little bit of pizzicato. You'll hear it ring. And then there will be a pause. So we're thinking of 4 count, drawing one side of a box. Pause. Another side. Pause. So here, let's let our pizzicato guide us. So inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. One more round. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, Pause. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Excellent. Notice the breath. Return to regular breath. Notice if it's jagged or smooth. Perhaps like the sound of the cello bow. Smooth. Continue breathing at your own pace, sealing the lips. Begin to match the pitch. Or just let the sound of smooth bow go through you. Dropping the chin in towards the chest. Tuck the tailbone under, round the back, holding on to the front of the shins. Nice arch in the back, dropping the chin in. Exhale. Inhale, like cat and cow seated, lifting the chin and scooping it back, maybe rounding out the tailbone. As much as you like, as much as feels good to you, dropping the shoulders away from the ears as you come forward, pulling the chest through. And arching the back. And just find a neutral seat here. So turning the head towards the grassy side. No worries if you go the different direction, we'll always go the opposite. So now turning the opposite side. Gaze down at the floor as you explore the turn of the head. And back to neutral, dropping the chin in towards the chest. Now rolling that right ear towards the right shoulder. Sitting up nice and tall. And back, chin back down to the chest. Rolling that left ear towards that left shoulder. Back through center. Right ear towards that right shoulder, extending that left arm towards the floor. And back through to center. And now left ear towards that left shoulder, reaching that right arm out. And back through center. Rolling the shoulder blades up, back, and down. And now hands into prayer. Can drop them a little bit lower. Thinking about space between the ears and the shoulders. Circle them out and up. Nice opening of the shoulders, circling them. And hands down into prayer, tucking the chin in towards the chest. Circling them out and up, looking up towards the hands. You can have your eyes open. And hands into prayer, chin down towards the chest. Circle them out one more time. And we're going to find a little spinal twist here. So wrap that right arm back behind you, left arm towards that right thigh, outer thigh. Inhale for length, exhale for a little more twist. And reach back up, looking up Hands into prayer. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Circle it out and up. And inhale, exhale. Left hand right behind. Using those hands to help guide the shoulders. Using the eyes to help guide the head, the neck. Be soft with the neck. And back through to center. Reaching those arms up. And I'm going to find an easy seat here. So let's find deer. So we're going to space the legs apart a little bit. So you stay where you are. Bringing this right knee in towards your left foot. All right, so we sort of look like we're sort of staggered here. This is called deer. So we're going to fold forward through that front shin. Halfway lift, inhale. Lower down, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. And drop it back down. And back up to this top. And now fold over towards your left side. A little bit more confined. Try not to do more than you can do, but lift and lower 3 times. Inhale on your lift, lower on your exhale. And then we're going to come around towards that other side, which will feel a little bit more confined. Maybe hook that hand on the bottom of the foot and just lower and just see and rise back up. Lower and see. All right. Now we're going to extend the legs. So extend that right leg nice and long. So this is just a little bit of shoulder stretch, and we're sort of like, they call this Buddha. So reaching the arm back to the back wall and around to the front. Scoop it through. Inhale as we reach back. Exhale as we scoop through. Inhale back. Exhale, scoop through. One more time. Inhale and scoop through. I hear lots of breathing. I love it. Back to the back. And now over the top of your head like a big, like a sun. So reach it up towards the top of your mat and to the back. Inhale. Exhale towards the top. Inhale. And it can be nice and gentle. And to the back. This last one, we're going to begin to bring our body weight up towards the shin, using that support of that left hand. So rise on up if it feels good to you. If it doesn't, just come back and do more of that sun. So coming up, push those hips forward, reach that arm towards the top of the mat, feeling all the belly and to the back. Maybe a little bit of balance here, back to the top and to the back and to the top. Beautiful job. And now we're going to switch out the legs. So whichever one was extended back, you want to switch it out. So bring that left knee in towards that right foot. So we're going to fold over in the center. Exhale as we fold. Inhale as we lift. Exhale. Inhale. And lower down. And inhale. And now towards the open side. So now towards your right leg. I'm going to turn away so you can see. Coming over the right leg. And back through to the side. And one more lowering down. And then coming over to the opposite side. You might have to just hook your hand around that foot. And just coming over a little bit. We have all sides, right? We have front side, back side, sides. So we have to kind of take care of all the sides. All right, now spreading the legs a little bit more, layering them. So reaching back with that left leg. And like we learned on that last one, you make contact with the inside of this foot and the outside of the right shin. So we're going to reach forward and reach back. Inhale, reach forward. You can even drop it down a little bit with that right arm as you come forward. Some of it just has to be experienced so that you can add your own things. You can really feel that even in the low back, the lower you go. All right, so now we're gonna reach that left arm over top. Like the great big sun, you can really lower down with that front arm, that support, around to the front. This is just such a good feeling move. And the last one, and now we're gonna find our, if we liked it, you don't have to do it, but if you liked it, you push up. Using the hips, pushing up. You can even come up off of that back leg, reaching to the top of the mat and to the back, and add your breath. Inhale to the back, exhale to the front. Beautiful job. And then when you're ready, come back to your seat. We're gonna cross our legs coming into tabletop. So I'm gonna do a variety of showing you this way, but I'm also gonna turn my back to you. But it's a lot of fun to do it this way as well. So drop the belly, inhale, maybe even tuck the toes, lift the chin, arch the back. So this is cat and cow. And dropping the belly, lifting the tailbone, lifting the chin, noticing how much, if we add those little pieces. So drop the belly, inhale, and now scoop the belly in, draw it in, maybe pushing a little bit more into those fingers, spread the palms, spread the fingers nice and wide. And one more round of cat and cow. We're gonna find our first down dog of the day, so maybe walking those hands a little bit further, tucking those toes, sending the hips really nice and high, and pedaling it out. And if this is your first of the day, which it is for me as well, it feels good. So this is adding length. You want to really lift those hip sit bones up towards the ceiling. Shifting the hips back towards the heels so you really have length from the crown of the head to the tailbone. So that's where we're looking for our length. Shifting forward into plank. Wide feet is okay. Shifting back into down dog. Back into plank. You can draw those elbows in nice and close. You can walk those hands in a little bit. Back into down dog. And now bring those knees to the mat. You're gonna set up for a little bit of table stuff here. So reaching that right leg back to the back wall. And see if you like just to lift and lower the legs. So lower the toes down and lift, and lower, and lift, and lower, and lift. Now we're gonna add on, or you can stay with that same thing. So as we have our hands nice and spaced apart, fingers spaced apart, hands are underneath the shoulders. Shifting forward, bending the elbows back towards you, and push back up. As we lower again, we lift the leg a little bit and push back up. As we lower, we lift the leg and we push away. Beautiful job. Bring those knees in side by side, sitting on the heels. And coming back into table. So extend through that left leg, pointing those toes down. Lower and lift, and lower with a flexed foot and lift, and lower and lift. Now we might add the arms. So as we lower down with the arms, pointing those elbows back by the rib cage, and then we lift the leg. Lowering, lifting the leg, push away, lower one more time, and push away. That's awesome. Come back into child's pose. So think about bringing those hips nice and compressed down towards the heels, maybe even pushing with the hands. You can get them a little bit closer to the heels, really finding some compression in this pose. And back on up into table. All right. So we're going to find a little bit of abs work. So sitting on your sitting on your bottoms. I'll use my directions of the parking lot and the big street. There is a cemetery there. All right. So sitting up nice and tall. Can you hear the music?
Yeah.
A little bit. This is why I need a DJ. This is the part I'm working out. All right. I'm just kidding. It's just gonna be, this is us. All right, so lowering back, sitting up nice and tall, hinging back with the torso, pointing the hands towards the top. Lowering back, think about 1/3 the way back, and now pointing towards the street side. Reaching back to the front, pointing to the other side. Pointing back, come back up. Nice flat back, maybe a little bit of cat and cow here, drawing those shoulder blades together. And lowering back, 2/3 of the way back. Pointing those hands towards the knees. Point towards the street side. Breathe. And the opposite side. And breathe. One more towards the street side. And breathe. And the other. Good. Bring it up. Draw those shoulder blades in together. Like you're trying to draw the shoulder blades down towards the pockets. One more. Maybe it's your best yet. Maybe it's still you're on the 2/3 program. I like that. So lowering back, reaching those arms, nice relaxed in the neck. Maybe broaden the shoulders, reaching to the street side. Back to the other side, center. Think about drawing that belly in. Feel like we're in Hawaii. One more. And back to the top. Crossing those legs. Sitting up nice and tall. A little bit of folding here over the front. Only as much as feels good to you. Recognizing that this is a little different from forward fold. And then sitting upright again. Coming back, hands back by the hips. Windshield wiper those legs side to side. It might feel good to pause in one of those. And then crossing opposite legs, coming back up. And you'll know because it'll feel different. Reaching towards the front, a little fold here. So maybe the hands are tented up, fingertips, taking the weight off the wrists. Maybe the hands are really nice and spread. And dropping down, using that weight of the head to drop on down. And then we'll walk it back up, windshield wiper one more time. That should feel good. Even pausing there. Even stacking the legs. All right. We're going to come more into a little bit of a traditional practice here. So coming now towards tabletop on your mat. Establish that shoelace side of the foot. Shoelace side and then tuck toes side. So tucking the toes, coming back, pushing into the open bottoms of the foot, the feet. Maybe walking the hands back a little bit, maybe coming up off those knees. And drop those knees back down, walking the hands out. We're gonna reach that right leg back again like tiger. Point and flex the foot. And now step it up towards that right wrist. I've seen this called dragon. So come on up. Feeling this in that left hip flexor, reaching those arms up. Right arm down towards the hip crease and reaching over and looking over. And up. and over. Add the breath. Up and over and up. Hands together in prayer. Coming forward, give a little twist. You can hook that left arm on the outside of that right leg. You can use the gaze to help direct those shoulders. And then release that hug. Hands frame that foot. Reach back. We're going to do a couple more of those chaturangas that we just learned. So if you don't like it, you can just lift and lower the leg. So lowering down, elbows in towards the rib cage and push away. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, push away. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, push away. Beautiful job. Bring that knee in, pedal it out as we do in our down dog. I always think that's so funny. All right, reach through that left leg nice and long. Point and flex that foot. Step it up towards that left wrist. Coming upright. Reach that right arm up. Coming over towards the left side. And back up to the top. Over to the left. Back to the top. Over to the left. And back to the top. Hands in prayer. Coming forward here. A little twist, so you can use that right elbow to hook on the outside of that left knee, or just gentle turn, using the gaze to help direct those shoulders. Exhale, a little more twist, and inhale back through to the top. Step that left leg back like the chaturanga. So we're balancing on 2 hands and 1 leg here. So lowering the elbows down and towards the ribs, lifting the leg up, push away. Lower down, empty. Inhale, push away. Lower down, empty. Inhale, push away. Beautiful. Bringing those knees together, tucking the toes, walking the hands further out. We'll come into our down dog again. Pedaling it out. Coming up towards the tippy toes, shifting the heels over towards your right, and maybe folding in a little bit more. And back up, tall on the feet, shifting the heels over to the opposite side. Beautiful. Coming back up, heels towards the mat, but not on the mat. Stepping up nice and slow towards the top of your mat. Halfway lift, so elbows in by the sides, and forward fold. Let it hang heavy here. Maybe clasping opposite elbows, ragdoll. So we're just sort of swaying side to side, maybe feeling the balance on the feet. Maybe even favoring one side and then another. And then lowering down the hips, releasing the hands, lower the hips. So you might be on the balls of the feet, lifting the hips back up, toe heel the feet apart, or coming into a little bit of a squat. It can just be surfer's squat, or it can come all the way down. Doesn't have to be very deep, just a little bit. This is a little early for squat, but I just want a little tease here. And hips back up. One more time, lowering down into our squat here. And then coming down to your seat. Then rolling back. So we're going to roll back all the way on our mats, roll back towards our backs, our shoulders, and then bring those knees in and just cradle those knees. You might like extending one leg. And try extending the other leg. All right, from there, we're gonna do a little bit of figure four. So you're already there. If you'd like to sit up a little bit more upright. So you can come up walking onto your elbows and bringing those feet onto the mat. So crossing one of those legs over top. So right leg maybe crossing that ankle over the thigh. Pushing that right knee open a little bit. If you like a little more, walk that bottom leg in a little bit more. Maybe even pushing a little bit more upright, drawing those elbows in closer. And then stepping it back down and finding that opposite figure four. So walking it in, bringing the elbows close in, maybe pushing that left leg away. You can also doing this laying down. All right. So come back into cradle, hugging the knees around the shins, sorry. And then around the knees, maybe lifting the chin up towards the knees. And then start rocking and rolling. You'll start extending the legs open and closed until you're on a seat. Cross those legs, come on up into your forward fold. The legs will be crossed, and then you can uncross the legs. Roll up nice and slow. Reach those arms up. Maybe keep your gaze on the floor somewhere where you can feel a little bit more centered. Reaching over towards the parking lot side. And finding that top wrist and reaching a little bit more. Exhale to let some of that go. Back to center. Over towards the opposite side, finding that top wrist. Draw the belly in. Back through center. Swan dive all the way down towards the mat. And we'll find some sun salutations. So step that right leg back, crescent. Drop that leg down onto the mat. Untuck the toes. So you're on that shoelace side. Anybody need a knee support? I think I have one. Okay. Shift it back into half split. You can walk back with the hands and back towards the top and to the back. Let the breath flow. Inhale towards the top and to the back. Back to the top. Tuck those toes coming up off of that leg. We're going to find our flow here. So make some space with the hips. Step that left leg back. You can do a plank and a lowering down with the knees on the mat. Elbows in close. Come through baby cobra, which looks like head and chest kind of coming up off the mat. And weightless on the hands. So it sort of looks like that. And then we lower down, chin to the mat, and come back into down dog. However you do. And step it up to the top of the mat. That's one half of our flow. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Step that left leg back. Nice big step. Crescent. Drop that leg down towards the mat. Untuck the toes. We're going to repeat here this half split. So pulling the hips back, lengthening the legs, shifting forward. Maybe add a little bit of chin tuck as we come back. A little bit of chin reach as we come forward. Chin tuck. And chin reach. So sometimes thinking about something different gives you another cue to sort of think about the organization of the body. Tucking those toes, coming up off of that leg. You can choose your hands, fists, hands, whatever you have. Send the hips high, step that right leg back. See how quiet you were? And now dropping down to the knees if you like. Lower down, elbows close in by your side. Come in through baby cobra. This is baby cobra number 2. So you should be feeling a nice reach through the chest. Dropping those elbows in towards your sides. Lower down to the mat. Push back into down dog. And we'll step it up. You have your hands on the mat. Step it up nice and slow. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Step that right leg back. Drop down to a crescent. So we're untucking the toes. We're really feeling that hip flexor stretch in the front. So this is a little bit repeat and add on. So now coming back into our lunge. So we tuck the toes. Plant that right hand on the inside of the left foot. Find that left hip crease and just turn the shoulders. Maybe reaching that left arm up towards the ceiling. Breathing here. Left hand spins back down. Hips high, step it back. Inhale. Lower down, exhale. Baby cobra, inhale. Exhale, come back into your down dog. So it's okay, just try to keep your transitions as smooth as you can for your body, for your breath. Step it up to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Step that left leg back. Nice big step. Drop it down to crescent. Untuck the toes. Maybe you can use the stickiness of the mat to sort of pull forward with the front leg and pull back with the back leg. That's some of the strength part. And now, tucking those toes coming up onto your lunge. We're gonna plant this left hand on the inside of that right foot. Find that right hip crease, turn those shoulders. Gaze can come up towards that up-reaching arm or down towards the floor. Keep yourself oriented and balanced. And right hand spins back down. Push into the hands, hips high, step it back. This time as we scoop through, so lower down, come through into up dog. So up dog, you may be ready for this. It may be a gentle up dog, and then hips to heels. Child's pose. Really breathing here. And then coming, sitting upright just a little bit. Maybe take a little water break. Towel off if you need it, or Kleenex. I always seem to have the runny nose, and if anybody needs that. Oh, yay. Anybody need Kleenex? Jenny.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So if you were enjoying some of the down dog, we're going to do a little bit more of the down dog. But I promise you, anything that I do that's a lot of work, I also put in lots of recovery. So try not to worry about what's coming next. And you can take your own break. You can dictate when you take a break. So we're going to do some sequences with down dog. So I'm going to face away from you so that we don't have our legs all up in the air in different places. So very nice to start in tabletop when you're ready. Walking the hands forward, spread the fingers nice and wide, maybe even pushing into those fingertips so you take some weight off the wrists. Tuck those toes, down dog. Start alternating heels down, right and left, pedaling it out. Maybe drawing that belly in. 2 cleansing breaths here, inhale and exhale. Audible inhale and exhale. All right, centering on that left foot, reaching that right leg back to the back wall. We're just keeping our hips nice and square. And now we'll bring this knee in towards the face, shifting the hips forward. You can let it tap down and lengthen back. Coming back through to center and lengthen out, inhale. And back up towards the right tricep and step it up towards the right tricep. And never fear if you're not happy with how much step, you can always adjust that step. So here we are in our lunge. Start tapping that back foot in a little bit. We're going to be on rails. So for Parsvottanasana, like pyramid, inhale and let the belly fold over that front right thigh. You can add bent knees. You can keep support of the hands. Let the head hang heavy here. And now dropping that back leg, tapping it back a little bit, giving yourself some space. So we're going to come forward into lunge and back towards that back leg into Parsvo. So it feels kind of odd, but find your space here. So lunge and Parsvo, pyramid. Lunge and Parsvo. And one more, lunge and back. Coming back towards the weight of that front foot. If you have blocks, this might be a time that you might use your blocks. So tapping that left foot so that you start to float that left foot off the mat. You can stay here, bringing that chest to thigh. This is one of our balance moves in the middle of the, so standing split. And let's step that left leg back, step the right leg back. And coming back into our down dog, pedal it out. If you need a rest here, you may. Otherwise, we stay here. And now weight is in that right foot, reaching back with that left leg, nice and long. And here's the drill. So we bring that knee in towards the face. You can keep it high or you can tap it down and extend it back towards the face. Exhale, inhale, and bring that knee up towards that left wrist and step it through. Lunge. I love the powerful step of stepping into lunge. So now step this back foot in a little bit. We're going to find our Parsvottanasana. Maybe the back heel comes down, maybe not. Maybe you can add that front knee bent. Looks good. So the feet are on rails. There you go. Chest over that front thigh. And now we come forward a little bit and let this back foot step back. And now we know where we're headed for Parsvo. So coming forward, bending that knee, that front knee, lunge. Coming back towards the back foot and maybe lengthening that front leg, Parsvo. Lunge and Parsvo. Yes. And lunge and pyramid Parsvo. Lunge one more time and pyramid. All right, bring that weight, meaning sending the hips over that front foot. Start floating that right leg up. It doesn't have to float very far. The point is to bring the chest to thigh. So try to draw that chest in, even if you need to bend that leg. And now step it back. Step the left leg back. Down dog, knees down towards the mat. Let's find a little child's pose here, a little rest and recovery. Shifting right and left. Then coming back up. We're going to come back into our down dog. So tuck those toes, sending those hips high. This time we're going to do a little bit of open hip. So centering the weight on that left leg, reach that right leg long, bend the knee and stack the hips if you like. Try to keep centered on the chest and hands reaching, and let the bottom half twist a little bit. And now squaring off the hips, bringing that knee in towards the nose and lengthen back. Knee in towards that right tricep and lengthen back. And step it through between the hands, setting up for warrior two. So spin that back heel back and down. Find your base of support and then coming up to upright. So it's like we're flowering open with that top arm, reaching to the front of the room. Gonna lift, so reach, turn the palms up and lift and lower and lift, inhale and lower and lift and lower. Reaching those arms together. Coming up for archer, maybe pointing the index finger, crossing in, lacing the fingers, crossing the thumbs. Reach nice and high, maybe tilting back, back to the front, tilting back, and back to the front. Keeping that right hip under the left if you can. Put a bend and back in that knee, coming back into warrior two. Side angle is right arm on that right thigh, reaching that left arm up. There are variations of this if you like to put your hand alongside the inside of that ankle and lower down a little bit. If you're on that side angle with me, we'll come back up to warrior two. Take that bend out of that front leg, reach to the front, and then find that shin with that right hand, reach that left arm up. This is triangle. All right, put a little bend back in that knee, scoop the hands now to frame that front foot, step it back into your down dog. Pedal it out. Reaching now, balancing, centering on that left leg, reaching back with the left leg, sorry. Yes. Bend the knee, stack those hips. You can keep the shoulders nice and level. The lower part is turning. Beautiful job. Square off the hips. Bring it in, knee in towards the face and lengthen back. Knee back in. Lengthen back. Inhale. And one more time. We're almost done with these down dogs. Coming down, right heel down. Opening the arms. Maybe fixing the clothes. Might like to invert there. So we'll stay here for a moment. This is a really nice pose for finding length and strength. One way to find a little more strength is challenge yourself to see if you can get a little lower. So bringing this front thigh a little lower. So you might have to walk that foot forward. So reach to the front, flip the palm, and we'll exalt. Back through warrior two. Flip the palms, we're gonna reach. So lift, straighten that front leg and lower. Inhale, lift, and lower. Inhale, lift, and lower. And now this last time, reach the hands up. We'll make them into like prayer hands behind the head. So bringing those triceps in, the elbows close in by the sides of the head, and extend them long. And you have a long leg on the front. So now we're gonna interlace those fingers and just point the index fingers to the back. And reaching back up, point to the back, Back up. And now coming back into warrior two. We'll find that side angle, so left arm on that left thigh, reaching that right arm up. Make sure that you're keeping that space between the shoulder and the ear. Coming back into warrior two. Take that bend out of the knee so it's going to be straight. Reach to the front and find that front shin. Reach that right arm up. This is triangle. So you should be feeling that inner thigh. Lengthen the inner thigh. Put a little bend back in that knee. And we'll turn, frame that front foot, pivot on that back foot, step it back into your down dog. Pedal it out and come into your child's pose. Take a little rest here. So find child's pose, and from there, we'll be coming up into forward fold. All right, so make your way into stepping up to the top of the mat. And let the head dangle there. So dangling, I love to think of this as like just letting all the thoughts empty out of the head. So it's a forward fold, but with a little bit more emphasis on the weight of the head and really drawing down. You can bend knees. And now you can space the toes, the toe heel, the feet apart. And come into squat. So lower those hips down. Bring that left hand inside the left foot. And raise up that right arm. And lower back down if you're up from your squat. And twist in the other direction. Sit on the heels. You all look amazing. I'm going to turn this up. We have a little bit more time. So come to sitting on the heels. Maybe the feet will be closer together at this point. So stepping the feet in, you can toe heel them in. And now coming down to the knees, untuck the toes. We'll find a little bit of like a walker's, runner's stretch. So maybe walking those hands back. If this feels okay to your knees, you can stay here, you can stay high. So walk it back. So you be the judge of how much is too much or how much is good enough. And maybe even lifting, floating the knees up off the mat. That's where I tend to feel a little bit of that front of the shin, the front of the ankle. And then back down. Let's come up on to standing on our knees, reaching those arms up. So perhaps thinking about a light stretch in the front, a light back bend. So maybe using a tile, pointing those fingers up towards the tiles, squeezing the glutes, they're supporting. And back through prayer hands, just neutral. Circle the arms out and up. Point the fingers up, Squeeze the glutes forward, hip points forward. Pointing back and back through center. And back down to the mat. We'll swing around towards our seats. So we found a little bit of figure 4 on at the very beginning, and I'm thinking we would really like to have pigeon in our practice. Sometimes they call pigeon swan, which I think is really nice. So, all right, so you're seated. I'm going to turn around. So you're coming to look this direction. So coming onto your knees. We're going to come to pigeon from down dog. So tuck those toes. Down dog. Reach that right leg nice and long. Scoop it up towards that right wrist and set down on that leg. If it feels best to you to stay upright, you can do that. That may be the swan part. And then maybe the sleeping swan or pigeon. Lowering down. Just take some rest here. Focus on the breath. When you're ready, come on upright. Tuck the left toes to come up off. Release that right leg, swing it back and circle. Circle it out. So bring that knee in and around, and then the opposite direction. And then plant that right foot. Reach back with that left leg nice and long. Look towards the top of the mat and send that knee up towards that left wrist. Maybe walk it back if you like a little bit more reach back, openness in the groin area if it feels safe and good. Upright and then lower down. This is where just think about the breath. There's some light compression in pigeon, but compression brings about a nice fresh supply of blood in the area that is compressed. All right, so coming back to upright, tuck those right toes, sending that left leg back, circle it, keep it bent, and just circle it out. Circle it around. And then the opposite direction. All right, step it up to the top of your mat. I'm gonna just find one last thing here. So hips low, curling up, keeping the chin tucked, reaching those arms up nice and long. Reaching over towards the parking lot side, reaching the arms, and find that left wrist. Back through center, reach it, coming back to upright and leaning over to the left side, clasping that right wrist. And back through center. Reverse your swan dive, come on down to the mat. So we'll just step down, knee, and we'll just come around to our back sides. We'll just do a little bit of boat and bridge before our Shavasana. So I want to cue you in your boat and bridge and let you do 2 more rounds on your own while I play music for you. So here we are in our boat. So lowering back, maybe the feet, the heels, lowering back 2/3 or 1/3, reaching those arms back. And maybe begin to float the legs off the mat, keeping the abs nice and firm, and lower it back down. And hug it on in. Lower it down to the mat. You can use the support of the hands on the back of the thighs. coming up, setting up for bridge. I'm sure you all know what bridge is, but maybe bring those feet a little closer in towards the sits bones so that you're really using the glutes. Maybe facing the palms up, drawing those shoulder blades in together. So think about all these cues, flatten the back, and then start to lift up the pelvis up, reaching up nice and tall, pushing into the feet. 2 breaths, and lower back down, upper, middle, lower. Hug the knees, coming back to upright, our second boat. So lower back, maybe 1/3 or 2/3 of the way, lifting the heels. Scoop the belly, and then lower down. So now this is your second bridge. So nice flat back. Feet close to the sits bones. Push into the heels, rise on up. And lower those down, and then start to come up, maybe reaching with those arms coming up and support on the back of the thighs as you come up for one more boat. And when you're ready, lower back down. One more bridge. All right. Turn off all the lights. When you're ready to lower down out of your bridge, we're going to bring our awareness to the breath, lengthen out in the legs. Setting up for our Shavasana. Bring your awareness back to the breath. Breathing in through the nose, feeling our chests rise. And breathing out, we feel our chests full, the air leaving. If you start thinking, just say thinking. Roll out the wrists and the ankles of the feet. All of these things are a part of waking up the body. These sensations in our body. Bring your attention back to the breath, being human. And when you're ready, you can roll up, roll to your favorite side and push up with the hands. Sitting upright. So a teabag quote is kind of a funny place to get wisdom, but I do enjoy that and I like sharing it. But one particular quote was, "Celebrate your successes and your failures, because both required great courage." So with that, thank you for allowing me to guide you in your practice today. Everything that we do, I believe, takes courage. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. The sea goes on forever. I'll give you all some exit music. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah.
I couldn't hear you when we were in our Shavasana. I couldn't, the music was too loud.
Oh.
And I'm like looking at everybody, seeing what we're supposed to be doing. So that was the only thing at the end. I just
Okay.
couldn't,
Okay.
I just couldn't hear you.
Okay.
Thank
Was
you.
that the sound, the sea sound? It must have been the sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So just either talk louder or lower that a little bit.
I can
and
talk
then-
louder.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Thank
you. Sorry. Sure. Actually, can we take a picture of this group?